Welcome everybody to Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm Chase Vaden alongside the infamous James Blackburn here at Winston-Salem Prep. We're going to be calling some Hoop Cities Invitational action. This matchup will be between the Dudley Panthers coming down from the city of Greensboro, and right down the road we're going to have the Walkertown Wolfpack for this matchup here on Netcast Sports. James, what do we have to look forward to here in this matchup?
Well, first of all, we have the warm inside weather here in the gym. It's freezing outside, so
Amen.
I'm really happy to be here and with you, Chase. I know we've called a few games together, so should be a good full day of hoops. This is our first of 3 games today, so it should be real good. We've got some interesting players on both sides to watch. Jalen Cohen could be number 4. Well, I'm trying to see, maybe these numbers, actually, hoping these numbers are correct. It looks like he's going to be in the white jersey. We will get the numbers here in a second. And then we've got Dudley is headed off by Timothy Boulware. He's a 6'4" senior center for the blue team. That's Dudley High School. They will be the visiting team on your scoreboard on the screen.
And Dudley will take the tip off. Malik Lowe will have it. He swings it over to the corner.
And it looks like we've got Walkertown starting off in a 2-3 zone, being really active in it early.
Free ball goes up, no good. Rebounded by Lowe for the moment. Quadruple teamed, and he hands it right off to the Wolfpack, bringing it down.
This is Jalen Cohen right now that just attacked the rim and got fouled. And we'll probably be calling Jalen names. He is number 15. We had him down to number 4 on our printed off rosters. But Jalen is he's a 6-foot sophomore, and he has been lighting it up this year, to say the least, Chase.
That is for sure. He had a tremendous tournament a couple weeks ago at the Frank Spencer. Wonderful performance during that tournament. Knocks down the first free throw for our first point of the ball game.
And he's been seeing his recruitment, moving up. I know he's getting. I'm not sure about the offers, but I could say for sure that he's getting a lot of interest from Division I teams. So,
sure.
Tough pass there, but good steal.
A blocking foul is going to be called there on the drive. That's going to put Quentin Welch at the line for 2 shots.
That's a good call there by the official, Chase. The guy tried to sell the charge, but he barely touched him, and he was still moving. So, good call there on the outside by the official. And just from the early looks, I will admit this is the first time I've seen these 2 teams this year, but it looks like we're going to be in for a high-octane game.
For sure. These guys are going to be running up and down the floor like crazy. And hopefully that's not the only way we see buckets today is at the free throw line, even though I do foresee plenty of fouls attacking the basket.
Yeah, and here's a little half-court trap that Walkertown's throwing on Dudley. And this is number 0 has a good look. That's Kevon Wright, 6'4" senior, number 0, running back on defense right now and retreat to Jalen. Oh, man, nice floater. Great touch there by the sophomore.
Cohen with another bucket. He's got 3 on the game so far, and a nice defensive play. And Cohen in the corner. He's going to pull for 3. Couldn't get that one to fall. Tapped out of play, and it's going to go back over to the Dudley Panthers.
And Dudley's just got to figure out this pressure. Right now they're just that's 3 turnovers already, and we've only gone a minute and a half into this game. So
it looks like they've been settling for shots as well. They're trying to dig it in deep, but then not willing to kick it right back out for the open shot. The foul is going to be called here. It's going to go against Walkertown. That one's going to go against number 45 for the Wolfpack.
We don't have a 45.
We don't have 45. These must be some new jerseys they've never worn.
They do look pretty new, I will say that.
They are freshly white. From the corner, that's going to be the first bucket for the Dudley Panthers. That's number 21, Darian Wynn.
That's a great looking stroke from the sophomore. And now Dudley's setting up his man, so we'll see what Walkertown. This is the first time we've seen him in the half-court offense all game.
And just like that, they force another foul. That one's going to go against number 1 for the Panthers, Timothy Boulware.
And he's somebody that, you know, I was talking to a few people before the game, Chase, and they said, you know, Timothy's a guy to watch. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully he won't pick up 2 and have to sit here early.
He's got some good length on him. There's going to be a foul called.
Off the – oh, no.
Looks like our buddy just got kicked off the floor.
Brandon, who's going to be on the broadcast later, he's being told to back up. You know, referee is going to have none of that. So
referee was feeling the pressure.
He's going to ask him a question. Well, no, I think he's moving to the sideline now.
He's going to find a different slot.
Oh, wow. Tough shot by Jalen.
Tough shot, but look at the elevation he got up there.
Jeez.
To get way over.
Another shot.
No foul called on that one, surprisingly, after the contact. Even though
great pass. Good 2 passes there by Dudley.
Teamwork still can't
finish. Somebody's got to finish that because those were some great passes.
A swing over to Cohen. He slams it home. And that's going to wake everybody up.
It looks like, yeah, there's no timeout afterwards. It was the net got hung. So big time dunk for Jalen Cohen right there in transition. And man, Walkertown, this team is very exciting to watch, Chase.
And you got to think about it. Cohen finally has his entire family here to watch him play.
Yeah.
His brother Madison's home from school from Wisconsin, fresh off an Orange Bowl victory. His father dressed all in Wisconsin gear. He slams it right home.
You know, the cool part about it is, you know, it's like Wisconsin's the same colors as Walkertown, so they can wear red and white. You're going to see them in no other colors but red and white, I think.
Red and white, and it's still a W, so it can stand for Walkertown, Wolfpack, doesn't matter.
You won't see anything but that. Great pass there by Wright in the corner. 21, that was Wynn. He had hit a 3 from that same spot earlier, Chase.
He's 1 for 3 from 3 right now. Cole's going to pull for that one and draws yet another foul.
Wow, I mean, they, you know, this is what Dudley's got to understand. Multiple times they've jumped on 3-point attempts. That's at least the 3rd time. That might be the first time they were called for a foul. But they've jumped on every 3-point attempt. Stay down. You know, a guy that gets that much elevation, you're not going to block a shot. All you're going to do is put him on the line, and you're forced to the referees. If you just stay down and put a hand up, you're going to force him to make a really, really tough shot, you know, early in the possession. So we'll see if they make some adjustments there with that.
Because that really
they're in foul
to the
trouble.
Smarts
of
Cohen realizing that the defenders are jumping at him, just elevating, floating in the air, and taking the contact.
And Jalen's got, you know, out of this 10, I think he's got 8 of them. So he's filling it up early. Dudley's got some good drives. That was Boulware, the big center. With a nice take. They just haven't been able to finish. And there's another foul on Dudley. These fouls are racking up here early. Our scoreboard's here. Well, I see it on that side. That's 5 team fouls for Dudley. So 2 more, and Walkertown's going to be shooting. A deep 3 for Jalen Cohen off the front of the mark. Good rebound there for Wright.
Cohen definitely a confident 3-point shooter. Another 3 ball from Dudley. That one doesn't go again. High rising for the rebound. Couldn't get it. He's going to get the foul instead. That was Darian Wynn for the Panthers.
And man, I'm telling you, both of these teams, I mean, we're going to have 100 possessions in this game. I mean, both of these teams are getting shots up in a hurry. I mean, honestly, a lot of them are bad shots. They've been watching too much Warriors and Rockets play, I think. And but it's hopefully the refs then won't call a million fouls. But right now we've already got 8 fouls combined in the first quarter, and we haven't even gone halfway.
Nope. And well, actually, let's go ahead and have that conversation. There's been a lot of talk the last 2 weeks about should high school have a shot clock. It's just really come back up into play here in the last couple of weeks. It's always been a conversation. But here in North Carolina, we've talked about there is no shot clock. How do you feel about that here on the high school level?
That's a good question, Chase. You know, I've gone back and forth on that. I used to believe that there should be one. Honestly, I don't think it really matters because in games like this, I think games like we're watching now are becoming more of the norm than the exception. And, you know, they even if there was one, I mean, they're only using 5 seconds of it. The only reason I would say there should be one is when you get to the end of game situations, it would keep one team from holding the ball for a minute, which you see a lot at that level. So I would say, you could put one in and make it about 35 seconds, and that wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't think anybody would get to it at the end of it anyway. I hear, opponents of it saying, well, people will put up bad shots. Well, we're already seeing people put up bad shots regardless without a clock. So it's good ball movement on this possession by Dudley.
And I'll make the argument for even the teams that aren't as good, you don't want to rush an offense and rush a team that's still trying to learn and work together. If a team needs 40 seconds to run a play, it's not still the greatest basketball game to watch, but still, high school is still a developmental stage.
It is.
So these kids are still learning the game, still trying to play together.
Yeah.
Don't judge everybody like they're a Wesleyan Christian or something like that.
I agree. And what we just saw there, folks, that were watching, was the best possession of the game for either team. Dudley really moved the ball. They made Walkertown work on the zone. They made a move. They reversed the ball side to side multiple times, and they got an and one opportunity for Timothy Boulware. And as we go into a timeout, Walkertown calls one. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll just stay with you.
Set the stage. 3:28 left here in the first quarter. Here at the Hoop Cities Invitational in one of the best cities in the world, Salem, North Carolina.
Can't argue with that.
You talk about basketball legends. We've had a few come out of here. There was that one, we'll go ahead and think college. He's not necessarily from here, but college-wise, we can think Timmy Duncan. He's made his steps through Winston-Salem before. A true home blood. We talk about Chris Paul.
Josh Howard
as well.
Rusty LaRue.
And we'll even speculate for the future, possibly even Harry Giles. So
it's true.
Wishing him all the health he can get, because one of the most well-rounded basketball players and people I've ever met.
Exactly. Great. Walkertown right now, that's two mistakes in a row. You foul the guy and let him get an and one, and then you don't box out, and they come in and just get an easy layup. So they've cut this 12-7 as we see the game slow down a little bit.
And that's probably going to work in the favor of Dudley, them trying to slow the game down. Cohen trying to blow by. And if they can work Cohen into putting up those kind of shots,
it's going to be a tough game, because Dudley seems to be the more complete team. It's another just right down Broadway lay-in. That was number 12, Hines, who's defending Cohen on the other end. As Cohen barrels his way in, gets another call, and he'll be going back to two. So I think right now, if you're Dudley, you need to shrink back on Cohen, because he can hurt you from the outside for sure, but you can't let him get easy points to the free throw line. And I'm sorry, that was not Cohen. That was 45, which we do not know who 45 is yet, but we will try to find that information out for you.
Right now, the roster we were given for Walkertown, there's not a single number accurate. So we're going to try and find that out for you as soon as possible. But we will give number credit for the time being. 45 knocks
45,
down.
45, yep. And here's that. Let's see what they're in here. Well, Walkertown staying in a zone.
Nice tight defense.
It looks like they're in a 1-3-1 right now. So it's interesting defense. Oh, big fella, 20. Should have brought it down. He had it. Guy just go right up for that. He had the left hook. That was number 20, Josh Marshall Reed, 6'7", senior.
When you're the 3-4 inches taller than everybody, you got to put it where nobody else on the floor can get it, above your head.
Exactly.
Or at least high and tight, like a running back, high and tight.
And now we see Dudley in the full court pressure, and that's not the foul. If you're Coach Prince, Joshua Prince over there, I'm sorry, if you're Coach Ferguson, that's not a foul. And I know Coach Ferguson's been there for a while, and I know his program. That's not a foul that he teaches. Fouling in the backcourt when you already got 7. So now they're going to be shooting, like I said before, they'll be shooting the rest of the way. This has been a free throw contest, it seems like, in the first quarter.
That, like you just said, they're going to be shooting the rest of the way. And we're not even at halftime. I know it resets and everything like that, but you're still stocking up fouls for your team,
for your players,
the way through.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is this is high school, so they do reset at the end of the quarter, which I know, Chase, you work in the women's basketball front a little bit with Wake Forest. You know that's what they do. It's really men's basketball in college is the only level that doesn't do that. So they may be changing that soon.
I think I actually like how women's college basketball has switched to the 4 quarters. It breaks the game up a little bit more, and it keeps every 10-minute portion really, it matters. Every 10 minutes matters, and you try to, you got 4 attempts to hit a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, that was always my favorite thing in the driveway. 3, 2, 1. Never got the opportunity to do it, but, always fun to hit a buzzer beater. Not everybody can be Steph Curry, though.
Not at all. And now Walkertown's getting in foul trouble. That's their 4th, but it almost seems like it's more than 4. And now they're actually, I miscalled that, Chase. I think they may have been in a 1-3-1-1 possession, but now they're in a 1-2-2. But they're really extending it. So Walkertown right now has thrown out 3 defenses plus a half-court trap. So Kevin Thompson, their head coach, used to play, had a stint in the NBA, played overseas for a while, and played at NC State legend. Again, right down Broadway for number 12. That's easily the 2nd or 3rd time Hines has done that, and he's had a good game here, and he's having to guard Jalen Cohen on the other end, so he's using a lot of energy. That's Javante Hines, 6-foot senior, so he's been around the block a little bit. Guarding Jalen Cohen, who's a 6-foot sophomore. Shake and bake from Cohen. He draws the foul on the floor, and he'll be going right back to his comfort spot, the free throw line.
I tell you what, when you can drive the way he does, that quick first step, that burst he has, and just draw the fouls, it's easy.
Especially
it's easy
with the way the game's called now. There's there's no hand check, so the game. They tried to say this would open up the game, but what it's done is it's not a lot of flow in games like this. No. It's just foul after foul. So you really like to see the referees let them play a little bit more, or we might be here till 11 o'clock tonight.
As long as we see points and somebody gives me the NFL scores later, I think I'll be all right.
We're seeing points, a lot of free throw points here. Walkertown's back to their 2-2-1 3-quarter court trap this time, and now they're dropping back. Looks like they're dropping back to a 2-3. So, again, Walkertown switching up defenses a lot. Good ball movement from Dudley. Try to do a little bit too much right there by Wright.
Thought it was swiped away, but it's going to go back over to the Wolfpack. That really works out for Coach Thompson. Went to NC State, as you said. He was Wolfpack there. He's a Wolfpack now. Didn't he have to change shirts?
Oh, wow. 45 with a tough shot. And right now, I think 45 and Jalen have all their points.
I think they're the only 2 that have actually shot the ball as well.
I agree.
And that one was ripped away by number 11. He's got a wide open lane, kicks it.
Oh, wow.
Cohen
steps
back and drains the 3.
Man, 11 turned down a wide open layup to kick out for the 3.
Great presence of mind there, and a foul is going to be called there on 52. Looked like he got the swipe.
A little bit of a flop there, I think, from Wright, but he draws the contact and sells the call. So that's another team foul. We're gonna have 15 team fouls in the first quarter, and there's still 21 seconds. I bet we're going to see another team foul. Now Walkertown's in the 1-3-1 again, Chase. There it goes. There's the trap.
We'll see.
Do a good job of getting it out. There, I told you, another team foul. We might see another one in 9 seconds.
You might, because Walkertown will probably get the ball back here in just a moment. Cohen's probably going to slice. 16. We're going to have another competition. How many? See who can win. Walkertown, Dudley, or team fouls.
Well, right now, who has the most? Dudley's winning that matchup, but this could go either way. And here's this number 50. What's funny about this is the roster we have for Walkertown has no numbers higher than 34. And right now, it looks like half the rosters have numbers higher than 34. I see 50s galore, 40s. There's 2 missed free throws, and Walkertown's off for the races. Good pass up ahead to 11.
Kick back to Cohen.
Wow, a three-time shot in the corner, and Jalen Cohen has a lot of points out of their 25, and Walkertown's leading 25-11 going into the second.
Fantastic quarter from Cohen. Great quarter all the way around from the Wolfpack with a 25-11 lead here at Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy.
And we're going into a break here.
Welcome back to Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy here for the Cities Invitational action. We've got Dudley versus Walkertown, and that three's no good for Dudley.
Quick three from the corner, but the big fella, John Marshall Reed. That's just a good name to say, Chase, on the air. John Marshall Reed. It sounds like Josh Marshall Reed. I'm sorry. The name now just went downhill.
Oh, I think it's even better.
It might be even better.
Even better, he knocked down the free throw. Dudley's been struggling a little bit from the line.
Oh, here we go. We might have some corrected numbers here. So, man, Brandon is going to be on the broadcast lately, just is helping us out here on the side. So here we go. Dudley showing. Oh, some pressure. Almost gets the steal. Gets it up to Jalen Cohen and gets the pressure. He's trapped. Good pass out. And Dudley drops back to the man-to-man. Great pass. Wow. It's one of the best passes I've seen this game by number 11. Threaded the needle between two players. Got it to a teammate for a layup. Great pass by number 11.
Tight defense there for number 35. Got called for the foul, though, as he bumped his man out of play.
Another foul on the play. Okay, so the number we've been calling out has been, for Walkertown, number 45 is Antoine Lowry. I'm sorry. So we'll try to get this straight for you guys at home so we can make sure we're giving proper due to the players. Right now it's been the Jalen Cohen show for Walkertown High School, who are visiting Dudley 27-16. Dudley in the blue jerseys, Walkertown in the white. And Dudley again is going to show some pressure, full court pressure, but they forgot about Lowry, and he goes down court and makes the great pass up ahead, gets the foul called on Marshall Reed.
And it looked like Marshall Reed got all the ball from here. Made the argument that he did, but the referee said, nope, you fouled him.
Well, and I think that was a miscommunication, and something was wrong there with Dudley's defense, because it looked like they were scrambling to get into their full court press, and if you're not in that and you're ready, you're going to get burnt. You know, you've got to know what you're doing from the get-go with that. So free throw attempts off for 35. We got to make sure we see a box out here. We haven't seen a lot of box outs on free throws.
You saw a good one there from Josh Marshall Reed. Didn't matter though, the shot fell.
Here's the 2-2-1 pressure again for Walkertown, as both teams are pressuring every time they can. And Great job of Dudley. Being patient, throwing the ball side to side. Quick hands by Walkertown.
Looked like it was actually kicked away. No call. Now the ball's loose. And that was going to be tapped out. And last touch by Tavon Cameron.
And you see Jalen Cohen right there. He pointed up. And what he's saying is shoot the ball. Because that's the third time we've seen it, Chase, where the players had an open drive and they don't want to shoot it, and they pass it to Jalen, who doesn't have as good a shot. He's saying shoot the ball. If you shoot it and miss it, I might be able to get the rebound. But if we turn it over, which they about did, that's not any good.
Yeah, for those of you thinking, Cole's just being a ball hog, no, he has been spreading the ball around.
Oh, wow.
That one actually, Lowry had that one blocked.
And he tried to fake it like he got
that was nice defense there from Cameron to strip it away. Even better defense from Lowry. Knocked that one out of the sky.
And here's Cohen for another three. I mean, he gets up on that three-point shot. I mean, he's jumping about half of his body height on that jump shot. So the miss, but the putback. So Walkertown really trying to speed up Dudley, and Dudley's just trying to slow this one down. Good patience, much better patience now shown by Dudley than in the first few minutes of the first quarter. Tough pass over the top. Oh, wow, they're calling a trip on, I didn't see the number that they called the trip on, but they called the trip, and now we got a timeout for Dudley. So we're going to try to get these uniform numbers straightened out while we're in this timeout.
Yeah, we're going to have to go during at the half and get the jersey. Who's got it?
There we go. We are back now with you guys live. And Dudley's going to be shooting free throws again. Got number 12, Javante Hines, 6-foot senior guard. He's had a really good game here, Chase. He's got into the teeth of the defense multiple times and found himself at the free throw line a lot, which they don't capitalize once again. But Walkertown's done a nice job after that one mishap of getting to the boards. Getting a jump ball there and then gets the ball stuck under the rim. Walkertown will retain possession with less than 6 minutes left on the clock, and now got looks like a miscommunication of who gets the jump ball. So the referees are going to huddle and try to figure this one out. Looks like my partner here in the booth has got the numbers straightened out.
I believe we have, as long as the scores table had them correct.
And now if the scores tables doesn't have them right, then I don't know if anybody will. So Walkertown's going to retain possession. Dudley's in the 2-3 zone. Got to find number 15 in white, whatever you're doing on Dudley. That's Jalen Cohen. Here's a play set up. Oh man, you don't want to throw it right down the middle to the wrong team.
Nice job there from number 3 for Dudley. That was Teron Trotman. Good body control in the air, drew the foul. He's going to go to the line for 2.
In the second quarter, it's Dudley that's getting to the free throw line. And actually, Chase, I think we made a mistake there. I don't think they do reset fouls in each quarter.
It appears that they don't, which means we're in trouble.
Yeah,
we're going to have a lot of free throws today.
Because right now, both teams are in the double bonus, so we apologize for that. I was thinking that they did reset them after the quarter, but they do not. So now Dudley's back to the 2-3 zone. Long three-pointer for Jalen Cohen off the mark. That's 22. We don't have a 22 on Dudley's roster.
We do. It's Victor Chukwu.
You got that special one. I don't have that one, but glad you got it.
Got that special one from MaxPreps.com.
Max Preps always supplied it.
And Chukwu lost that one out of play. It's going to go back over to the team in white, the Wolfpack.
You know, this game slowed down a lot, Chase. Part of that, a major part of that is because of the fouls. And another part of it is both teams, you know, they're pressing, but then if they don't get the steal, they're shrinking back. And teams are doing a better job, especially Dudley, in moving the ball.
Dudley's Walkertown really just pressuring up top.
Yeah, tough shot right there.
First time we've seen a shot from anybody besides somebody named Cohen or Lowry.
Exactly. Walkertown gets the rebound back. Here's Cohen for a deep three. Gets it to go. So another three-pointer for Jalen Cohen.
Drummond gives it back to Hines. He swings it over to Chukwu.
Little out of control there, but gets it out to a shooter.
Marshall Reed got it, tried to put it back up quick, and a foul somebody called. He's going to go to the line. That was going to go against number 50 for the Wolfpack. That's Elijah Scales.
Elijah Scales, 6'6" junior, biggest man listed on the roster for Walkertown, but battling the 6'7" senior and Josh Marshall Reed. So Marshall Reed finds himself back at the free throw line. He's getting a lot of playing time right now as Timothy Boulware, who started, 6'4" senior, has been saddled, I believe, with 2 fouls, so he's been on the bench. Big time rebound there, though, by Scales.
Plucked it out of the sky. And now Quentin Welch is going to have it for the Wolfpack. Hands off to Lowry, hands it back over to who do you think? It's Cohen.
Nice little weave action going there to get it. And then here comes the ball screen for Scales. Oh, wow. Moving screen. Scales agrees with it, though. But we don't really like seeing that because that's just another foul, even though there's not going to be free throws because it's, you know, an offensive foul. But still, another foul in this game. We might have to go out there in the second half, Chase, if they give us a uniform.
I'll be all right with it.
That'll be fine with me.
I might only make it 1 or 2 trips down the floor, but
hey,
as long as they have an oxygen tank somewhere, we'll be good.
Nice job on the pass fakes right here by Dudley. Making Walkertown really work on this zone. Nice pass.
Nice play.
Got to finish that.
Through 3 defenders.
Got to finish that. Great pass there by the guard. Oh, wow. Big time shot. Tough shot there in the corner by Cohen. A big rebound. I believe that's your guy, Chase. 22. Yep. He's doing a nice job on the glass here early.
Trotman's going to pull for 3. He knocks that one down. Big 3 from number 3.
At least trying to get back into it, down 11. Now Dudley and a man gets away. Actually, yep, they're in a man. Thought for a second there they were in a box of 1 on Cohen, but teams aren't really holding the ball long enough for you to tell what defense they're in. That one was in and out right there by 11.
They called jump ball. Here's my whole thing about that call, though. He was clearly over his back holding the ball. Is it a jump ball or is it over the back?
Yeah. They're probably going to say he wasn't totally boxing him out, but looks like this is going to be a full timeout. So we're going to take a quick break here and catch up with you after the break.
Welcome back here. We're live here on Netcast Sports from Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy. And that shot's off for the Panthers. Got a lot of cats here in this game, and that one falls for the Panthers. As the famous Blackburn gets dapped up by everybody who walks by, the Wolfpack have it, and it's Cohen. He waits for the screen from Scales.
We got some legends in here, Chase. A lot of people are coming by are the big time guys.
You sure do. That's the only people you know is big time.
Hey.
So I'm surprised you even know my name.
Shoot, man. These guys are the guys that used to be good in the, played in this gym. So there's the pass from Cohen to the open three off the mark. Big time rebound there by big fella, 52, Anthony Westbury.
And hidden behind the rest of the defense was number 11. And that's KJ Greer, who we didn't even have on our roster at all.
Oh, wow, there's another take. That's Javante Hines. Chase, how many times have we called his name out where he hasn't been touched on the way to the rim?
He just slices his way all the way to the bucket, has a tremendous soft finish.
No resistance. And he gets there, though, and he's scoring.
Cole's going to pull for three, gets fouled.
See, that's what I'm talking about. How many times has he been fouled on a jump shot? You're the big guy. You're not blocking that. Just stay down and don't get underneath him. And, Cohen also does a good job of selling it because how high he jumps, he's fading a little bit forward. So if guys get underneath him, he could come down on him. But it's like, my goodness, stop fouling jump shooters. I think that's what his number one talks could be at halftime.
Cohen is a very smart sophomore. Remember that, folks. He is just a sophomore.
And he's a good free throw shooter, too. I don't think he's missed one this game.
He knocks both of those down.
Well, all three of them down. As they fouled him on a three.
You're right. I keep losing count. Every single time he's at the line, I can't remember how many times he's shooting.
I don't blame you. You've seen enough free throws this game.
As that three's good for number 11, Isaiah Staten Ray. Now, that's a name I like.
Hey, they got some good action movies stars names here.
Isaiah Staten Ray from the corner. And that one falls. That was Lowry from the corner, actually. And a travel is going to be called against the Wolfpack. It's going to go back over to the team in blue, the Dudley Panthers.
Man, these referees are earning their money, though, tonight. I'm telling you what. The amount of times they're blowing that whistle, they might have to get new whistles in the second half. They might not work. And now Walkertown shrinks back. It looks like there could be a man this possession. It's either going to be a man or a 1-2-2. It looks like it is a man. First time they've shown man here all game. And there's a 5-second call. Great defense on the ball. I believe that was 11, KJ Greer, with the good on-ball defense. And Dudley, they're only down single digits, but they've done so many things to hurt themselves. They're unforced. Started off the game with turnovers, 5-second call there, fouling jump shooters.
And I think that's the biggest key. If you can refrain from fouling the shooters, refrain from fouling Cole, he's going to drive and pulls up, and that's a travel.
I'm calling that a travel.
Referee agrees with me.
He tried to stick his feet there on the pull. He actually had a beat. He could have. I think that what he saw was the help side coming, so he decided to pull up. But the floor got him a little bit. Might need to change shoes at the half.
When you see Marshall Reed coming and closing in on you, you can do it from far away from the basket. But up there at the basket, he's about 2 feet taller than he really is. And that one's good. Another three-pointer from Isaiah Staten Ray.
And don't look now, but Dudley's only down 2 possessions. As they force Cohen to give up the ball. Oh,
good
big time
block from Staten Ray.
Man.
We haven't said his name much all game, and he's made a show here in the last 30 seconds.
He really has. He's got a quick 6 points and a big block. So Isaiah Staten Ray, 6'2", he's a sophomore too. But, man, if you're Dudley, if you're the coach, you're sitting there telling yourself, man, we could very easily be winning this game. We might go into half down 1 bucket if you score here. And despite all of the mistakes, we're fighting.
And they were down by about 16 earlier. They
were.
fought through all the things that have shot them in the foot. And if you keep overcoming those, they're going to be just fine here in this ball game.
Will, and it's worth mentioning, too, that Dudley's a 4A school and Walkertown's a 2A. So that's one of the cool parts about this tournament, though, is teams get in some games, against some non-conference foes that they'll never really face. I mean, even if they go to the playoffs, they're not going to face another school in a different division. So it kind of gives people a different look and prepares you for postseason play. And this is not the NBA, so you don't get to advance the ball, so we'll have to take it out full court. I'm sorry, Walkertown still has it. I thought Dudley had it.
They did have it. That's why they were able to call a timeout. And a nice floater there to end the half.
Jalen Cohen again. That's just too easy, and he's had a field day in the first half. We're going to give a shout-out real quick before we go to a break to Felipe Souza, who is down in Brazil. He's our partner that's doing our play-by-play down there. So, Felipe, if you are listening, we're here, and we're happy to have you on board. So, make sure to give him a listen.
Me and Shockley in the building at Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. What's going on, Mr. Shockley? What do you think about this first part of the game?
All I know right now is Jalen Cohen's tearing it up, looking good already early on. And I don't know, man. Dudley kind of came back on him at the end. I thought it looked like a blowout at first, but they're trying to make a game of it, so we'll see what happens here in the second half.
Yes, sir. I'm very impressed by Dudley's size. Very impressed.
Yeah,
they have some big bodies. And I don't know if y'all know, they got a fella coming back in about 2 weeks. His name is Tyler Young, 6'7", 6'8", big man. And hey, when he comes back in 2 weeks, hey, that's going to make them formidable for the playoffs.
Hey, I got to give you a shout out to the whole Cohen crew. Madison had a big win this week.
Yes, sir. Hey, now listen, I got to tell you the truth. I was a little salty because I want to be going to Atlanta on Monday. Yeah. I thought if we played like we played against Miami, against Ohio State, I just feel like we could have beat Oklahoma and we'd be there. But, you know, hey.
Still though, it's a big day for you guys, winning the Orange Bowl.
That's right. And I think God has a plan. I don't know if you realize we have our top 4 receivers coming back, top running back coming back, quarterback coming back. Hey, that offense is going to be off the chain. Hey, Madison's got to step up next year. He got some shoes to fill. A couple of guys are going to the NFL, and he's going to have to step up.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole new ball game next year. But, you know, he did well this year. I think he's got a great future, man. It's great to see how well he's been doing, and it's just awesome. He represented the area well. We know the whole Cohen crew is like that. The whole you got Drew and Madison, and now you got Jalen.
Yeah, the key is we just got to get Mama to step up. Mama gets a little slack in the basketball department. We got to get her to work on her game. Y'all don't realize, man, I met my wife on the basketball court. We used to ball all the time, but she's not there. She has slacked on her game.
I'm going to toss you over to Brandon. I'm going to bring Brandon's mic up.
Okay.
Give Brandon's thoughts on the first half of the game.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? One and only Brandon Blakeney joining the Netcast crew. Great game here, joined by Marcus and Mr. Cohen here. 40-32. Walkertown got out to a big start. Hot, good defense, hot shooting. Jalen Cohen definitely performing out there. Double-digit first quarter, double digits possibly in the second. Already knocked down 3 3-pointers. What do you think you saw out there from?
Yeah. Well, personally, I think the key was them getting Dudley in early foul trouble. You know, I felt Jalen kind of fell in love with that 3-ball a little bit.
Definitely.
And should have been a little bit more aggressive, get on that free throw line, get some more fouls on their bigs because they obviously have the height advantage.
Yeah.
And, man, listen, number 11, Elijah came in. I'm telling you, Hey, that kid can play. He's been in our gym and worked out, and that kid is knocking them down.
And this is my first look at Isaiah Staten Ray. I've never seen this kid before. Definitely already hit 3 3-pointers.
Yes, sir.
Big reason why this lead is cut down to under double digits. I'm looking to see my man Tim Boulware be more aggressive down low in the paint. Like you said, Walkertown's a little bit thin in the front line, but Boulware, it's his time to shine, to get down there, bang down low, get some boards, score the basketball.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Walkertown had an incident after the game last night that is putting them a little thin in the front line. They had 2 of their bigger players getting a little altercation after the game with Surrey Central, so they're ineligible for the next couple of games.
Conference game, tough, competitive.
Conference game, tough, but the game was over. They were shaking hands, and one of the kids said something, and one thing led to another.
Yeah.
But, hey, I tell you, man, I think the second half is going to be big.
I agree.
These fellas are ready to play.
I agree, man, and I'll tell you one thing, too, about this Walkertown squad. A lot of people you hear about the Jay Cohen show, but I'll tell you one thing. This kid, Antoine Lowry, can play.
Yes, sir.
Man. Nice backcourt. His game complements some of the other guards around. He can spread the floor, knock down that corner 3. Nice ball handler. Plays bigger than 6'2", in my opinion, down
yes,
there.
Sir.
They got him guarding some of these bigs of the Dudley. So I like his versatility that he's bringing right now.
Well, that's what a lot of people would tell me, that it's all about Jalen, but it's not. The only thing I tell Jalen is for him to be aggressive, build the confidence in your teammates. Don't tear them down, build confidence in them. And then once you do that, then it just kind of goes on. And and if you can see that happening, I'm seeing there's other players are becoming very confident.
No doubt.
And
no doubt.
so, I think it's going to be a big second half. They're up by 8. You normally start a game 0-0.
Yep.
So you start the game all over like it's 0-0, and guess what? Just so happens you're starting with an 8+. And let's go on out there and do their thing.
So looking ahead a little bit, Mr. Cohen, you guys sitting tied for second in conference right now.
Yes, sir.
Looking good, strong start to conference play. 2-1, I believe. 3-1.
Yes, sir.
What do you think these guys need to do moving forward to secure that spot in the postseason and ultimately, win that conference?
Well, the conference is a good conference. West Stokes, you got the Spainhauers, Everybody got a name behind them. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, them kids can play. Nick Spainhauer, Isaac Spainhauer, they both been in my gym, and they both worked out. Hey, those kids are fundamentally sound. Listen, they got one of the better coaches in the area, by far.
Yes, sir.
Spainhauer knows his X and O's. He was at Florida State before. Okay. So, hey, they're doing a really good job.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you joining me, man. We're gonna turn it back over to James and Chase. Second half action coming up on Netcast. Coach, any last words?
Yes, sir. Hey, I just want to give a shout out. Give a shout out to some of the great people here. Hey, I'm trying to get a picture over there. Hey, I'm trying to get a picture. Hey, I'm trying to get a picture over here. Madison and them. Get me a picture behind the mic. And yeah, so me and Brandon.
Oh yeah.
We over here on the Netcast.
Maybe some double trouble over here.
Yes, sir. Some double trouble. All right. Hey, excited. Hey, guys, this is fun here.
I signing off.
I might find me a new gig. You might find me a new gig here. Hey, well, I'm telling you.
I thought you might be on there.
Welcome back to Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm Chase Vaden alongside James Blackburn here calling some Hoop Cities Invitational action. This matchup once again between the Dudley Panthers in blue and the Walkertown Wolfpack in white.
This has been an exciting game, Chase. You were probably just about to ask me that. I cut you off. I was so excited to say it.
You're all into it now.
I am, man. I had a good little break. I didn't get any food, but I got me a couple of sips of water. I am right back, ready to roll. So, and it's been, I mean, really there's been a few names in the first half. Jalen Cohen, of course, number 15 in white, has been doing a lot of scoring. His backcourt mate, Antoine Lowry, so number 45, has been doing a good job as his counterpart, finishing off some plays. And who have you liked for Dudley so far, Chase?
For Dudley, I'm really liking Javante Hines. If I'm Dudley, you have to get him the ball and just cut him loose. Let him attack the basket. He can finish from the free throw line, and he has a soft finish at the rim. And I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Timothy Boulware here in the second half. He got into some foul trouble there in the first half. Didn't get to play a whole lot. I want to see if he can overcome that, play cleaner here in the second half, and help his team complete the comeback.
Yeah, they could use him down low. I mean, he's a scorer down there on the block. So hopefully Dudley this half could get the ball under that free throw line. They've been keeping it above that free throw line. You got to get that thing down to the corners, make that defense move. You know, Chase?
And Wolfpack are out and running.
Oh, that's
laid
just
up and in for
easy point. I mean, you can't give Jalen Cohen easy points. I mean, he's going to score on you, but you got to make it tougher because he's going to get his points. But my goodness, if you get him rolling, we know what he could do.
And he just ripped that one away from a Dudley player. Couldn't see who it was over along the baseline. Cohen's going to throw it up.
Oh, wow.
And it came right for us.
It did. And
I guess they heard us when we wanted to get in the game. I'm just glad it didn't come at my face, my pretty little face.
I might have been able to stop it. But we'll see if I would have made an effort on that one. But, you know, the referee here is backing the cameraman up a little bit. He's keeping him underneath the basket, which is probably good. You know, I always get frustrated in the NBA, Chase, when they let the guys get right under the goal. Is that like we just saw in that play? That's where they come out. That's a target, yeah.
They're a shooting target, and that's a lot of equipment. I just bought my own camera a few months ago. I don't want that thing to get broken.
You don't want a player to kick in the face, huh?
No, because kneecaps are deadly weapons, I tell you what.
They are. That's a great job. Oh, wow. That's
good.
That looked like a block from our end.
That looked like a block. We are a little far away, but.
We are. We don't have the best angle. I mean, we are down on one end.
But, hey, if they can call games from the perch up in Cameron Indoor, we can call it from down here on the floor just on the opposite end.
That's very true. Yeah, we got a good spot here. And we are back to the free throw shooting contest that's become of this game that both teams right now are pretty even in. There's been so many, we've lost count. I would say Walkertown's probably hit more.
Yep. I believe they've taken a few more trips as well.
Yeah.
As Cohen's been able to force it.
Nice kick out.
That three ball hit nothing.
Bad.
Tapped around.
Oh, wow. How's that not a carry? I don't know, but I guess they let it go because they weren't going to call a foul. Dudley is putting up some quick threes. And that's what got him into trouble in the first half. I mean, if it's the right guy shooting the threes, then maybe. But I mean, if you're not a three-point shooter, you know, I knew a guy that always said if you're open, you're probably open for a reason. And we've seen a lot of that this game with both teams.
And just like that, the deficit is back up to 12 double digits once again. Right before the half, it was cut to 6, and Cohen iced it to 8. And now we got a backdoor.
Oh, that was a great play set up by Coach Ferguson, but just couldn't finish it.
Good pass there from Cohen. Shot didn't fall for Welch, but still a good look from Cohen to get it to the open man.
That was Welch.
Good pass down low, found the seam, and Kevon Wright finishes at the rim.
Cameron Thomas was the one that made that pass. That was a great look, like you said, Chase.
And Cohen's going to force the cheap foul called against Malik Lowe.
Man, we're gonna be getting into the bonus here real quickly if we're calling fouls in the backcourt. I don't know. I mean, honestly, if I was Dudley, I'd just back off. I mean, you know how the game's being called. There's no sense of picking up fouls in the backcourt. And it's hard to tell your players not to be aggressive, but pull them off, back them up. Because Dudley, Walkertown's already shown they don't have anybody that can make a three ball except for Cohen.
and Dudley's done a better job on defense when they're set up in half court.
Wow, that's a tough shot right there. Tough pull-up, stop on the dime. Number 12, that was Hines, played good D, but, man, big-time shot by Cohen.
Good job
that's just
finding
too
the
easy.
hole.
Number 0, Kevon Wright, just right down the baseline, no resistance, and laid it in.
That errant pass, and that one's going to get pulled down by Wright. He finds the hole, goes in. That one just rolls in off the rim, and a timeout's going to be called, a full timeout called by the Wolfpack, as the Panthers have cut it back down to an 8-point deficit with 5:38 left here in the third.
And we'll take a short break during the timeout.
And I hope you didn't turn on the TV. Nobody cares about NFL football right now. It's all about Cities Invitational here from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, as the Wolfpack will inbound the ball and see if they can push the lead back up to double digits against the Dudley Panthers. Lowry finds the hole here on the near side.
He actually got hit on that one. He did get hit on that one. We saw it very clearly from our angle. Great take right there for Lowry.
One of the first fouls we've seen today not get called.
Yes.
Nice bring down. That one's going to be ripped away, but a jump ball is going to be called with the tie between Boulware and the Wolfpack.
We want to give another shout out right here real quick, Chase, to Felipe Souza, who's down in Brazil doing our, oh wow, he got raked across the face, but Felipe's down there doing the broadcast. So definitely give him a listen. It's really cool to be partnered up with him, so doing a great job.
Really cool thing we've started doing here at Netcast Sports, getting some more international broadcasts. There's so many basketball fans across the entire world. Now, everybody don't speak English, everybody doesn't speak Spanish or anything like that, so it's really cool. Down in Brazil, we're getting some Portuguese action.
No, it is. It's really cool. And there's going to be more languages added soon to Netcast, so stay tuned for that. Follow them on Twitter. They're on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook. So Netcast Sports, real easy to find in Google. And here now, Dudley's doing a good job reversing the ball. There they got it below the free throw line, kicked it back out. It's better ball movement showed on this possession, which you expect to see out of the timeout.
And that's what I want to see with the ball in his hands. That's Hines leading the charge up top. Now Boulware's going to wiggle his way in, gets to the rim.
That's what we were talking
possession
about
there from the Panthers.
And that's, we saw that once in the first half. They moved the ball at least 5 or 6 passes, and they got a great possession, and they got a basket. Oh, wow, the Euro step. Big fella, Scales. We called his name out a few times today.
Great play there. And this is one of the questions I've got for you, James. You know these kids want to play run and gun. They want to keep running and throwing up shots. But it comes down to coaching. Do you coach them for what the kids want to do or what they have to do? Because right now, to me, it seems the Dudley Panthers, to be able to get back into this game, they have to play half-court offense and defense. They can't do this run and gun because that's when it gets them in the hole. What do you feel about that?
Well, you coach your personnel, Chase. So, if you've got guys that are athletes that get up and down the floor and they're really good drivers and slashers, and you can play that way and not get in trouble, then you play that way. But the teams that are the best are the teams that can play both ways. So, I see, Dudley very clearly right now. They can. I see them as a team that could probably play more both ways to Walkertown. Walkertown, I think, struggles more in the half court than Dudley, struggles in transition. But the better teams can play both. I don't know what
I'll
that was.
say that was a weird foul call.
Oh, they called a foul.
Yeah,
wow.
they called a foul against number 12. That's my man, Javante Hines.
Wow. Okay, I didn't see that.
I've always been one to disagree with effort fouls, unless it's a blatant elbow thrown. And I guess they traded fouls there, and they're going to give that one to Cohen.
Wow. Yeah. Now that was kind of a makeup call on the other end. So both players picking up the personal, and that was actually a pretty good foul on Cohen because he had a layup if he would have fouled him. Oh,
that
wow.
one's swung around. Now a foul's going to be called. This is
a lot of fouls. That was good scouting right there. I don't know if that was on purpose, but I'm going to give Coach Kevin Thompson credit for scouting the out-of-bounds play. It looked like it was a play to get the inbounder back the ball and probably a pin-down screen, and Walkertown read it and just took away the pass to the top. So here we go. Dudley's now in a man-to-man. Now they're going to do a run and jump on Cohen. Gets it out.
Roach is going to glide. Nice defense there from the Panthers.
Big fella. Boulware controlling the paint.
Hines kicks it over to the corner. That three ball's no good. Brought down by Boulware.
He lays it up and in. He's being a beast right now on both ends. So make it up for lost time. Oh,
nice find and nice patience there for number 50, Elijah Scales, letting the defenders glide over him and keeping his composure at the rim.
That was a great behind-the-back pass right there. That would go on his that's going to be on Ball's life somewhere.
For sure. And now number 0 for the Panthers is going to go to the line. That's Kevon Wright. He's going to get his turn.
This has been a back-and-forth affair. We saw Walkertown make a run right out the gates in the second half, and then Dudley made a run to get it back a little bit from there, and then since then it's just been back and forth. So it's going to be who can make the right run at the right time in this game.
Both teams are going to have to dig deep, even though it's still a 10-point deficit. The game is a lot closer than the scoreboard has said throughout the game. And now it's down to just single digits, a 9-point ball game.
Right now, Dudley looks like they're just doing a run and jump on Cohen every time he crosses half. So, man.
It's down to 7 after that lay-in from Cameron Thomas.
Transition points.
And that errant pass off the Wolfpack, and it's going to go back over to the Panthers. Great defensive decision from Coach Ferguson of the Panthers. And that's going to be a walk basket. Will not count. It's going to go back over to the team in white.
You see that call a lot in high school basketball, Chase, where a guy catches the ball in the corner and he puts it down a little bit too late. I personally think the refs should let people get away with that, especially at the high school level. Oh, wow. A little in and out. Shake and bake for number 5. Misses it off the glass.
Almost looked like Boulware got a fingertip on it on the elevation.
Yeah, that was Welch.
That's going to go off. They're going to say it went off of number 11. That's KJ Greer. It's going to go over to the Panthers. Say it bounced off his thigh. And Boulware lost that one off the bad pass. That one doesn't go. Welch lost that one. That one doesn't go. It's brought down. That's going to be a foul.
Yeah, that was what you talked about earlier, Chase. That was definitely over the back. I mean, he could never gotten the ball if he didn't go through the guy.
That foul's going to go against Elijah Scales.
And that was if you don't try once, twice, or 3 times. 3 times was not the charm.
At point blank range.
Yeah.
Wynn kicks it over to Troutman.
Walkertown in the 2-3. So we've seen a lot of different variations of defenses for both teams. And different variations of the variation, honestly. And that's just too easy. You're playing a 2-3 to keep stuff like that from happening and to make them shoot it. And number 0, that was Wright. We haven't called his name a lot in the second half. A great take inside.
And tried to body him up there was Cameron Thomas, and you can't do that, says the referee. He's going to get another foul.
They've said you can't do that a lot this game. You got to be lower right there on Wright. And credit Cohen for really coming off the ball screen hard and attacking that hedge man.
He's just been attacking every defender's hip. Just trying to get him on skates. That three is off and rebounded by the Panthers. Passed up to Trotman. Cohen tried to get a body on him.
Don't look now, but Walkertown's closer than they've been all game. Good pass there by Cohen.
Looked like a foul should have been called there and sent Scales to the line, but Cohen's going to get it, and he was practicing those shots right there at halftime.
You know, that's
close quarter shots, some of the most difficult shots to make, but necessary.
You said it. That was. But you know, Walkertown, if you're scored, you got to get a stop. And there's another lay-in by Wright, and right now there's just too many easy points being allowed by Walkertown. So this could be a good fourth quarter.
The game has slowed down. I know it's not as exciting for us to watch being slowed down, broken up as much as it has been, but it's played right into the hands of the Dudley Panthers. Everybody's settling down in half court. They're just playing tremendous offense in the right.
Yeah, and that's why we were talking about that earlier. I mean, it looks like Dudley, they're able to play more both of the games. You know, they could play in transition pretty well. They could also play in half court pretty well. You know, Walkertown's really, really good at transition, but in half court they just struggle a little bit more than Dudley struggles to play in transition, if that makes sense.
For sure.
And you know, Dudley, they've taken some quick shots early in the clock, and when those shots are to the rim, the coach doesn't mind. But when you're shooting threes or pull-ups contested in transition or even early in the clock, well, there is no clock, but early in the possession, that's when the coaches, you know, scratch their heads and say, okay, we got to work with this.
Dudley has found tremendous success in moving the ball around and trying to figure out what's causing
Looks
the
like
delay.
there was some moisture on the court. So Dudley's going to set up in the 2-2-1 pressure. And Cohen's going to break this one by himself. Dudley's throwing some length at him right now. A lot of length, and Kevin Wright, 6'4".
That's the advantage they've had all game, and they're finally exploiting it.
And now they're just, you know, they're throwing 2 or 3 guys at Jalen the whole game. Wow, tough shot by Cohen.
Tough shot. That's
Wedges
one of those.
That's the second time we've got it stuck.
Basket does not count.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things you rarely see ever, and we've seen 2, like you mentioned,
2 in
one
the same
game.
Yeah. Now the diamond pressure set up by Walkertown, the 1-2-1-1. Make a Dudley work for it a little bit. Good pass there in the middle. That's how you beat it. Looks like he got away with the travel. But they've turned it over regardless.
Hit Cohen in stride, and he.
That's the third time this has happened. You know, they've already cleaned up some wetness on the court earlier. I think there's some, this court's definitely got to be white before this next game. Well, we've got 2 more games, Chase. So.
I think that's what the official's coming over to say. Or actually,
he is. Somebody's
looking
for a towel.
But
make sure you stay with us, though, because we got 2 more packed full games.
Next up, we're going to have the actual home team, Winston-Salem Preparatory Academy. They're going to be taking on First Assembly.
Great
like
hands.
His foot was out of play, but they say play on.
Oh, wow, another guy.
Cheap foul's going to be called there on number 1, Timothy Boulware.
I was waiting to see who was that with the steal, Chase? Was that Lowry with the steal?
Looked like Lowry.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to do the MJ. He did a great job of saving the ball. I was waiting for him to come back in and get the little reverse dunk.
Actually, no, it was actually number 11 who's at the line.
Okay.
Yeah. It was KJ Greer
with the steal.
With a side step over there.
A high arcing free throw gets the friendly mouse off the back and lays it in. I'm wondering if they gave that. Yes, they did. Gave it to the right team.
The lead's up to 5. Dudley with the ball with about 12 seconds left here in the third quarter.
It's a bad spot to go with the ball.
Nice pass down low. Boulware's going to finish with 3 seconds left. He's going to have an and one opportunity.
It's a great pass, a great catch, and a great finish. All 3 combined, and That's multiple times this game that Walkertown sent somebody to the line with the foul.
He can cut this down to a 2-point game here with this free throw. And he does. 3 seconds left. That shot doesn't go. Could have gotten some more space before he threw up that shot. Had 3 seconds to work with, but as we go to the fourth quarter, your score 57-55. Dudley crawling back in it. Welcome back to Winston-Salem Prep for the fourth and final quarter of this matchup between the Dudley Panthers and the Walkertown Wolfpack. I'm Chase Vaden alongside James Blackburn once again. And we're going to see if Dudley can complete the comeback. They're only down 2. James, what do they got to do?
Well, they've got to continue to move the ball, and they can't turn it over. That's the thing. You know, Walkertown, every time they've turned it over, they've gotten it out of transition, they've got easy baskets. So the key to Dudley right now is don't turn it over, and they've got to continue to throw bodies at Jalen Cohen. You know, Walkertown hasn't really proved to have that many other weapons to score the ball besides Cohen. So you got to limit his touches, and then also, you know, throw multiple bodies at him. You can't rely on one guy to stop him.
That's exactly what they've been doing. They've had defenders gliding with him everywhere he's gone, not allowed easy shots.
You can't foul him either.
And like you said, they've stayed down there at the end of the third quarter. They were staying down, not jumping with them, and not forcing those fouls they've been forcing for 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, and you know you can't go back to your old habits and foul him, because when he gets to the free throw line, he does not miss. So right now the foul count is actually 7-7. So we will be shooting free throws on every foul this half, but not the double bonus until we get 3 more. So we got some active defense shown early by Dudley in the 2-3. Oh, great take there, but just couldn't finish for, that was Welch, senior guard.
Trotman kicks. The 3 is knocked down, and the lead for the Dudley Panthers after the 3 from Darian Wynn.
That's their first lead of the game, isn't it?
For sure, that's the first lead, and that's going to be a travel as 2 Wolfpack players packed together.
That's just unlucky. That's unlucky right there. They had a great find. It wasn't just one player that was open. It was 2 players that were open. And Dudley, you can't allow that to happen. Whichever team limits easy points here in the fourth quarter, that's going to be the key. Which team can force just contested shots or contested layups? I'm not asking for much, but no wide open trips down the middle. That's good ball movement.
Those are the kind of threes you've been wanting Dudley to take all game, not forcing it, working into the rotation, and a jump ball is going to be called. Possession is going to stay on this end with Dudley.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot for a big to catch the ball right in the middle. It's a little easier when he catches it either block, because then the double team has to come from a different area. But there, everybody was there.
Boom! Big 3 there, and a timeout. Excuse me, no timeout's going to be called. The net.
I'm surprised they allowed the substitution to happen there, Chase, because Walkertown just subbed in a player. Usually they don't allow that on a net like that, because there wasn't any, stoppage of play.
Lowry goes in. That one doesn't fall. Boulware with another big rebound.
You know, Boulware, he might be up for MVP of this game if they win this game, because even though he hasn't done it on the offensive end, he's controlled the inside, and Walkertown hasn't gotten the same easy shots.
And that's something Josh Marshall-Reed held it down in the first half after he found foul trouble. And that's going to be a walk called against Trotman. He drugged the pivot foot.
And now you see both teams tightening up a little bit as this game's getting closer. We're in the fourth quarter here at the Hoop Cities. A lot of people on hand watching. We got people watching online. So,
and that's going to be a late foul call. He waited till he stepped out of play. It looks like it's going to go against. Yep, that's number 1. That's Boulware.
And what I wish we had maybe a foul count. I'm sure there are multiple players that are in foul trouble.
I'm sure that's his 4th foul if he's still in the ball game. Because I know for sure he had 2. That's his 2nd here in the second half, so he's got 4 if he's still in the ball game.
Yeah, great box out there by Boulware, but the ball dropped.
Lowry knocked down the front end of the 1-and-1.
Oh, they left too early.
Jump in.
Yeah.
That's going to be on Walkertown.
My goodness. Jumping when the ball was still in his hand. I think they changed that rule a few years back where you could actually leave on the release. Let's see if Dudley could hold the ball, not turn it over.
Right, kicks it to the corner. Nobody's there, but somehow getting it. Another save. That 3 ball.
I don't like that shot.
Nope. Lowry's got it out and running for the Wolfpack. Glides it swatted away by Wright. Hines hasn't taken over in the second half like I thought he would. Wright goes in, and he's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line for 2.
You know, Dudley's athleticism has given Walkertown some problems this half. It's been more on display because some of their athletes haven't been, on the floor or on the bench rather with fouls. But you've got to limit your bad shots. I mean, this is when not having a shot clock actually helps you. I mean, if you're able to move the ball 30, 45 seconds and get a good shot and then score, I mean, you're taking off time that Walkertown could score. But when you take quick shots like that, they got it in transition. And, thankfully there was a block by Wright, but if not, this game could be a lot closer.
Wright off there on the first free throw. He's been off to the right on his free throws today.
Oh, there he is again, a little bit to the right and long. One possession game with near the halfway
point. Going to try and tie it up. Doesn't go. Tried to fight for the rebound, and it goes to the Panthers. Almost a carry there, and that's going to be. Thought that one was going to be called a charge. It looked like he was set. But that's going to be a foul called against Elijah Scales. That's going to send Darian Wynn to the line.
Yeah, and he's official right now what he did, but he probably maybe got there a little bit late. Got the benefit of having the tough attack to the rim.
First of 2 will fall for Wynn.
This could be a chess game here at the end. Which coach could play offense, defense with his players the most? I expect to start seeing that maybe with under 4 to go.
And it looks like depth has started becoming more of a factor here late. And that can be one of those, what you were talking about earlier, a 4A school and a 2A school matching up, more depth coming from the Dudley side. A nice glide there.
That was nice.
For Cohen.
There by finishes with the right lane. But it's got to be careful with that. Officials will rim. We can watch the count here.
And yep, he took that extra step.
Why dribble the ball, Chase? Just hold the ball. I mean, hold the ball, get it out to a guard. You put the ball down, usually things happen where you don't want to happen. If you just squeeze it, you'll be okay.
You don't have to rush anything. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. There's no shot clock.
No.
You can take the rest of the time if you want to.
Yeah. And now, if I was Dudley right here, I'd be playing a box of 1-on. I mean, you can't let him touch the ball. So he's going to be the guy that beat you, and they're electing to run double teams at him, which isn't bad either. Here's Lowry, the kick out to Cohen. You can't leave him. Bam!
He knocks it down.
Wow.
A once again, his father is all over the place.
Wow.
Talked to him at halftime, and the lead is gone again. Great drive there from Timothy Boulware. We have a matchup here. 28 seconds left, 73-74.
You have to find Cohen. Don't let him touch the ball. That's the mistake they're making. You can't let him loose.
Down to just 17 seconds. A 1-point lead for the Panthers. Scales lost it. Wings it around. That one falls. Big bucket there from number 35. That's Kiera McLean. And a timeout's going to be called with 5.2 seconds left.
Now that possession, Chase, what we saw the ball here right in the dunk spot. That's what they call it in the NBA. Got the ball, was able to be real strong with it, real physical. And the defender from the weak side, you have to be able to take away that pass. You have to force the pass out to the opposite corner. You can't let him just make a simple dump down. And he was there, but he wasn't in front of him. You have to fight to get in front of that.
He was on the back of Kiera McLean, and he got the pass. It was a great pass there.
Great catch.
I believe it was
finish.
Elijah Scales who got the assist.
It was.
He lost it there for a moment, gathered it again, and just great composure to swing it right around to the defender to McLean. And he just laid it in up off the glass. He's done that countless times in his life.
It has, and
great play.
It was, and you see what's interesting here is Dudley actually advanced the ball, Chase, over half court, which was a good move, and you've got plenty of time, 5 seconds left. I look for maybe a high pick and roll here between, actually I look for Wright to get the ball somehow, but he's being defended by Cohen. So there seems to be some confusion. Now this looks more correct.
Looks like Hines is going to inbound. Boulware's got it.
Right.
Now to right, 3 seconds left. He's got to do something, and he traveled.
Wow, they call it travel. Wow. Now Dudley's called for the quick foul. They're going to try to foul the inbounds here. I look for Cohen to break loose. Maybe Cohen's quick enough where they might not even get a chance to foul him.
And they don't foul him.
They don't foul him. Wow, big time win for Walkertown High School.
Big time as Jalen gets to celebrate with his family. His whole family's here. First time this year they've all been able to watch and play in one location. A great game all the way around. Great effort from Dudley. And we're going to be right back here on Netcast Sports for our next matchup between Faith Assembly Christian and the home team, Winston-Salem Prep. Will be right back here on netcastsports.com.